From Vaccaro Field in Steubenville, it's the Big Red Central baseball game. Hello again, everybody. George Kellis along with Coach Rich Walensky. Coach, normally you wouldn't have to say anything more than Big Red Central, but more needs to be said about this game. You've got the #1 ranked defending state champions from Division IV, #3 ranked Big Red in Division II. It's more than just a city rivalry.
Oh, sure it is. These are two really good baseball teams. You know, they traditionally have had strong programs through the year and combined in the summer to provide a good, strong Legion program here in Steubenville as well. So we're really anticipating a great ball game today, George, between two fine baseball teams.
And Central is one up. They won the first meeting between the two teams by a score of 4-2 only a week ago. Now you've got a situation where Big Red's trying to get even here. You don't want to get caught behind the 8-ball 0-2 against your chums from down the street. That's the right task facing the Big Red machine here today.
Well, I'll tell you, they've got a fine baseball team. They hit the ball well, play pretty good defense. You know, they traditionally are real strong. So the game last week that they lost by a score of 4-2 to Catholic Central is no indication of what can happen today. I'm sure that they're going to be very, very prepared for this game, fired up and ready to go. So again, I think that we're going to see a very, very fine ball game and a much more improved Big Red team today than what we saw last week.
Two teams with championship aspirations will be back to get it underway right after these messages. We get set to get underway, Big Red and Catholic Central at Vaccaro Field, and everyone enjoying a little sunshine. It has not been the finest of springs, but this is a perfect day to watch two fine teams go at it here. The Crusaders will be the home team, and there you see it. Kurlangitis and Yanni will form the battery, and it'll be Nerzik, Dennis, Claus, and Sismondo around the infield. Maruk, Aulette, and Josh Bracone, the Crusader outfield. And you see them taking the field, and look into the Big Red dugout right there. Steubenville with a record of 11-5. Here is their starting lineup. It'll be Joe DeSantis in right field. Craig Smith will bat second and play left field. Jason Vane, the strong-armed catcher, bats third. Donnie Reeves will get the pitching start today for Big Red. He'll bat cleanup. And we'll take a pause for the national anthem here. Continue with the Big Red lineup. Batting fifth and playing shortstop will be Dan Hague. Brad Karabic, who is certainly one of the outstanding starting pitchers in the area, will be playing first base and batting in the #6 position for this one. Chris Susciani, a third baseman, bats seventh. Dan Filtz will be the designated hitter. He will hit for DeJovi Platt, who will be the center fielder, and Jimmy Ellis will bat ninth and play second base for the Red. And there you see KC Kurlangitis. KC with 3 wins and 1 loss on the season thus far. We last saw him, Coach Walensky, back in June of last year, pitching Central to a state championship.
Yes, we did, George, and he had a great game that afternoon, too.
There can't be too many teams in the state that throw a better left-right combination at you than this fella here, KC Kurlangitis, along with Bobby Sismondo, who again will be at first base today. They're actually a left-left combination. A couple of solid left-handers, I should say.
I want to tell you what a great day for a ball game. We had a nice crowd here this evening, and you know, the sun is bright, and we finally got a break in the weather here where it looks like springtime a little bit. So, you know, we're anticipating really a good game. You know, we had mentioned before, George, that these two teams played last week, just about a week ago. Central coming out on top in that game by a score of 4-2. Real strong defensive game on the part of Catholic Central against a pretty strong hitting and a very aggressive team in Steubenville Big Red. And they get on the bases, they like to attack, and they like to you know, challenge the catcher. So we'll see if they follow through with that philosophy today as well, and we'll see if Central can handle all of that speed that Big Red has.
All right, Joe DeSantis leading off. Lefty against lefty, and the first pitch is up and away, ball one. The umpires today, Lou Zangrando behind the plate, and Jerry Emily will be working the bases. 1-0. The count, Curlingitis high again, 2-0.
If you remember, George, last year when we saw KC in that state championship game, you know, he had the ability to throw strikes, keep the ball down. When he did get it up, you know, the one kid really put one out of the park on him. So his best strength is to keep the ball low, and right now he's just all around the plate, but not on it. So it's a 3-0 count.
Just missed outside, and he walks Joe DeSantis. That'll bring up Craig Smith. This is exactly what Red wants to do, is get some guys on base and turn them loose. And one of the problems we've had with a cold, damp spring is it does not favor teams that like a fast track, obviously, and the warmer it gets, the more Big Red ought to be able to get that running game humming.
That's right. Yeah, he finally found a play. That's his first strike, and he's got a good move to first base, so we'll see if he utilizes it here, and we'll see just how big of a lead Joe DeSantis is going to get over there at first base.
And he goes over that way.
That's not his best move, I'll tell you that. Keeping him close. Joe DeSantis not taking too big of a lead here, but has to have some good speed to be in that leadoff position.
Curlingitis high with a curveball. KC is not going to overpower too many people, but generally speaking, when he's throwing the ball around the plate, he nibbles at the corners and throws a lot of off-speed stuff that keeps the hitters off balance. There's a fastball tailing up and in. 2 balls and no strikes, or 1 strike rather, to Craig Smith.
Coach Hetherington there at third base. That's when he's best, George, when he's able to get on the corners and to keep the ball down so that those batters, when they do hit, they hit the ball into the ground, and he just lets his defense play defense.
The 2-2.
Little hit
Foul
and run
down
going
the
that
left
time.
side and out of play into the bullpen area.
DeSantis going on the pitch, and Craig Smith trying to go with the pitch as well. Punch the ball down the left field line.
You mentioned Freddie Hetherington, who is the manager and third base coach of the Big Red. Donnie Morrison is the first base coach. Mark Stacy in the dugout rounds out the staff. Up the middle, taken there by Benji Claus, and for the double play across to Sismondo, and Claus was breaking towards second base.
Sure was.
As Big Red was running with DeSantis on the play, and the ball was hit right in the spot to where Claus took 1 step.
Here's the
and
replay,
unassisted
George.
at second base and throwing across for the double play.
Looks like it's going to be going up the middle, but Claus doing a nice job unassisted, and then over to Sismondo for the double play.
Ball 1 to Jason Vane.
Jason Vane, Big Red's catcher, hitting in a third spot. And we sure remember him from Big Red's football season, being their starting quarterback and also a very excellent baseball player.
Jason hitting .428 on the year, hits a drive.
It's out of here.
And it is a home run for Jason Vane.
Whew.
That's
Wow.
pretty nice pop for a right-handed hitter going the other way. And Jason Vane, who led the Red to the state semifinals in football, as Coach mentioned, takes KC deep to right.
I'll tell you, just went with the pitch. He didn't try to pull it. He went with the pitch and really belted one deep into the right field, deep over the right field bleachers. Here it is right here.
KC gets it up and out over the plate, and Vane gets it all.
I'll tell you, just watch it. Just a line shot. Not much height on the ball, but good power at about the 320 mark.
And that ball carried very well, which
Sure
means we could see some balls that get up in the jet stream here going a long way.
I tell you,
Reeves.
the flag is blown straight out to center field.
Reeves with a fly ball to short right. Claus going out, and the ball falls in for a hit. Now the throw to second base, and Reeves is a dead duck trying to stretch it into a double. Josh Burcone throwing the ball back in, and Troy Dennis applying the tag. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and as it turns out, nobody left on base. At the end of a half an inning of play, it's Big Red 1 and Catholic Central nothing, and we'll look at it again.
It is right here, right fielder Burcone feeling the ball, throws a strike to
that was Dennis, the sophomore.
Yeah, Troy Dennis, and puts the tag on him, and he's out of there.
All right, now we'll get a chance to take a break. 1-0 Big Red, Catholic Central coming to bat when we return. 1-0 Big Red on the home run of Jason Vane in the top half of the first inning. And they will send Donnie Reeves to the pitcher's mound with a record of 4-0 and a 1.29 earned run average.
Whew.
And they have a couple of fine ones, and Karabic playing first base today. And you've got Jimmy Ellis at second, Dan Hague at short, Susciani at third, and of course, as we mentioned before, Vane and Reeves, the Big Red battery. Craig Smith, DeJovi Platt, and Joe DeSantis in the outfield for the Red. Here's a starting offensive lineup for Catholic Central. Jojo Aulette will lead off. The center fielder will be followed by Benji Claus, Bobby Sismondo, Casey Kurlangitis, Josh Burcone, Joe Burcone, the designated hitter, Jason Yanni, the catcher, B.J. Nursick will bat in the number 8 position, and Paul Marook will hit ninth. And we are ready to go.
Jojo Aulette is a spray-type hitter. George, he likes to spread the ball around. He'll go with the pitch. Doesn't hit with a lot of power. Good leadoff batter.
Fouled off.
It's a good leadoff batter because he gets on base an awful lot. He's got a good eye, gets a lot of walks, and is able to spray the ball around the field.
Aulette batting at somewhere around 360. When I talked to Craig Farrar, he had the batting averages almost up to date. So they may vary a few points here or there from the figures that I give you, but they are ballpark figures, if you'll excuse that term. Reeves with a curveball. It's lined over the head of the second baseman, Jimmy Ellis, and on out into right center field. Aulette on with Catholic Central's first hit of the game.
Number 12, second baseman.
I tell you, right on the nose, he goes with the pitch right here, follows it all the way in. Good, solid, level swing, and lines the ball into right center field for a hit. And that's his job, to get on base one way or the other and see if he's run. Benji Claus, a good hitter, good eye.
And the
good
throw over.
2 hitter.
Donnie Reeves throwing over to Karabic. I wonder if, in fact, Ellis, the second baseman, had a little bit of trouble with his vision on that line drive. The sun would be right in his eyes.
Yeah, it looks like he might have had a shot at it because it really wasn't that high hit over his head.
Curveball up and in. 2-0 to Benji Claus. If a lot of these names in the Catholic Central lineup are familiar to you, they should be. Most of these guys, all but a couple, started in the state championship game last year. 2 balls and a strike to Benji Claus. Aulette at first. Catholic Central looking at a 1-0 deficit here in the bottom of the first inning. Curveball is way high, got away that time from Donnie Reeves. It'll be a 3-1.
See if they got something going now with Aulette and Claus, maybe a little hit and run. Reeves, good speed with his fastball. Throws the heat.
Line left center field. It's a base hit and maybe more.
In the gap. Here comes
Ovac around second. He'll get to third easily. And Benji Claus is in with a stand-up double. Whew.
Wow.
2 line drives to open the show here for Catholic Central. And they'll have runners at second and third. Nobody out.
There's Claus. Good eye, keeps his head down, lines the ball into left center field. It's a gap shot, and he's going to get 2, and Aulette is going to be held up at third. Second and third, nobody out. And they are intentionally going to walk Sismondo. He's at first. He'll load up the bases and give them a possibility of a double play.
Number 24.
And as the rules in high school ball stipulate, you can wave the runner onto first base. You do not have to go through the formality of throwing the 4 pitches to him.
I think it's a good rule, too, George. You know that? I'd like to see them do that in the major leagues.
It would eliminate a lot of the foolishness and time-consuming activity that we see in Major League Baseball. In any event, the bases are loaded with nobody out, and Curlingitis up there. Donnie Reeves is in real trouble now. That's a shot to right center.
That's going to
and
score
it may clear the bases. 1 run, 2 runs are in. Here comes Sismondo. And Catholic Central surges in front 3-1 by virtue of a 3-run double by K.C. Curlingitis.
Ted Donnie Reeves just getting the ball over the plate, and his fastball is not getting by those Catholic Central hitters, and they're hitting it right on the nose and lining it into the gaps.
Get another look at it. Nothing but line shots so far in the first inning. That one right up in his eyes and out into no man's land.
There it is in right center field.
Good pitch right there to Josh Bracone. An off-speed delivery, and Bracone waved at it. Runner at second here, and nobody out.
And 3 runs in.
Ball popped up and out of play. 0-2. Josh Bracone, one of several underclassmen in his Catholic Central lineup. They're not finished. They'll have Claus, Josh Bracone, Joe Bracone, who's on deck, Nursic and Maruk. They're all underclassmen in this lineup. Off the fist and nubbed down the right side. Still 0-2 to Josh Bracone. Obviously, his job right here is to find a way to move the runner over to third.
Absolutely. I tell you, remember the great play that he made in right field in the last inning of that state championship game last year, George? Sliding catch down the right field line.
That's strike 3, but the ball is bouncing away over toward the Catholic Central dugout, and everybody's going to be safe. And so far here, it has been a nightmarish bottom of the first for Big Red. That'll go as a strikeout.
Number 20.
And
wild pitch.
Not sure if that probably was a wild pitch. I don't know that that can be blamed on Jason Vane. Let's look at it again here.
Here it is. Ball down.
Is in the dirt.
Sure is.
That's going to have to be a wild pitch, although we don't have an official score here. That's what we'll call it. Curve ball again, up and in, this time to Joe Bracone. First and second, no one out.
Designated hitter for Troy Dennis. Ooh, nice pitch, good speed, good location.
A ball and a strike. Donnie Reeves in a heap of trouble, trailing 3-1 here in the last of the first.
Nice curveball, got the corner. Had Bracone leaning a little bit that time.
1-2. Just upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe Bracone up there with a chance to send some further damage in on Big Red here. Line drive right field. That's a base hit. Another run will score. And Catholic Central leads 4-0. Still nobody out. Curlingitis comes home with run number 4.
And Joe Bracone did a good job staying with the curveball that time and just went to right field with it. Didn't try to pull it. Here it is. There's a curveball. He stays with it and lines it into right field for a RBI single.
They've done a pretty nifty job of hitting the ball right
Yes, they
here.
have.
And now this is where Central has run into problems in the early part of the season. They lead 4-1 right now, but as they get into the lower part of their order, they need productivity out of their 7, 8, 9 people. Bunt is popped up.
Foul ball.
And it is a strike. Unable to get over there after it is Karabic, who made a good effort.
Good effort by Brad that time. It's Jason Yanni, the catcher for Catholic Central. Good defensive catcher.
So it is, in fact, the error that I made earlier. Big Red with the left-right pitching combo of Donnie Reeves and Karabic. The trouble is Reeves, for the first time this year, is having a real rough early going. Turns and no throw. That is Josh Bracone at second base, Joe Bracone at first base. Still no one out. 4-1 Central.
Jason Yanni beats that one into the dirt. Foul. Back to the play, or back to the fence. 2 strikes.
Jason, another one of those young veterans on this Catholic Central squad. They've got a good blend of youth and experience.
Good pitch
Really,
that time by Reeves.
Big Red's got the bulk of that club that won so many games in a row last year, back out on the field here today. But they had a couple of guys last year, Hoover and company. They miss a couple of those guys.
There's
a drive
one deep to right.
Field, and that's going to be over the head. Jason Yanni is going to drive home at least 1 run on the play. And they're going to have second and third.
Whew.
Nobody out.
Wow. What a big inning for Catholic Central here, hitting the ball right on the nose and so often to the opposite field, just going with the pitch. And here comes Coach Hetherington.
Now what do you do?
It's the pitch, and he goes with the pitch deep right field.
This has been textbook hitting by Central in the bottom half of the first inning. They have done nothing but do a magnificent job of swinging the bats and taking pitches where they're thrown and driving them. You see the run scoring right there, the 5th of the inning. Josh Bracone carrying the mail, and Freddie Hetherington trying to decide what to do now as the Red falls behind by a score of 5-1.
I tell you, I know Coach Hetherington didn't expect this. Early in a ball game like this, has nobody warmed up. I'm sure he's in shock to see Central hit the ball as well as they are off of a young man who has a ERA below 2. He's going to stick with him.
Yeah, we told you that Donnie Reeves has been stellar up to this point. I talked to his mom before the game, and she looked pretty chipper and relaxed, but I'm sure she's a little concerned right now. All right, we'll see if Donnie can get himself back together out there as B.J. Nursick steps in. He is only a sophomore playing third base. Ground ball right side. That'll get another run home, and it does the job. Nursick grounds out second to first. Joe Bracone scores, and Yanni moves over to third. So with only 1 out, Central leads 6-1.
Here it is again, going with the pitch. Nursick not trying to overpower the ball. Pounds it to the right side. And is able to bring a run. There's that 6th run coming across the plate.
And now the number 9 hitter, Marook. We'll see what he can do with a runner at third. Still only 1 out. They've batted around here in the bottom half of the first inning.
And nothing cheap. No bloopers, no Texas singles or anything else. These were all hits right on the nose.
And that'll be ball 2 up and in, and exactly the scenario you don't want if you're Big Red right here is to get back around to the top of the order with a bunch of guys standing around out on the base paths.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's 3-0, and for his own well-being psychologically, I would think that Reeves really needs to get Marook out, because Aulette and Claus are waiting.
Good pitch that time.
3 balls and a strike.
On the outside and down. That's where he needs to keep on putting the ball. Just has not had real good location so far.
Line drive, snared out of the air nicely. Good job defensively by Jimmy Ellis. It remains 6-1.
If we see this on the replay, we'll see a little bit of white pop out of his glove there as he caught that one. Ball again. A ball hit very, very hard that time, George, even by the number 9 hitter to the right side. Here it is right here. Whoop, there's a little bit of white showing right there.
Big Red had its infield playing up to try to prevent another run from scoring right there. And now with 2 outs, Aulette batting for the 2nd time in this inning against Donnie Reeves. He led this inning off with a base hit.
Curveball, nice curveball that time by Donnie Reeves. Got the outside corner, 2-1. A little off speed that time. Aulette a little in front of the pitch. 2-2.
You got a 2-2. JoJo Aulette. One of the few lead-off hitters that you'll ever see in the first inning with an opportunity to score a run and drive in a run later. That's the opportunity he has right here. Full count to JoJo. Benji Claus waiting on deck. And Claus jumped all over a Donnie Reeves pitch earlier in this inning.
Ooh,
Strike
went
3.
for a bad pitch.
He waved at a pitch down and away. So he got him with a hook, and finally, it is over. 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. No errors, and a man left stranded at third base. At the end of 1, Catholic Central 6, Big Red 1. We'll be right back. Six runs in the bottom of the first inning, and Catholic Central has jumped all over Big Red, and the only way that the Reds are going to get back in this game is if they figure out a way to turn this into a slugfest, which they certainly are capable of doing. But I talked to Freddie Hetherington, the coach of the Red, before this game, and he told me one of the problems that they have had this year is that they've left too many men on base. Last year they would get 8 hits and score 8 runs. This year they're getting the 6, 7, 8 hits, but only scratching out a couple of runs here and there, and that's just not getting it. And they need to get more people in sync.
Well, just like in the first inning, George, to end the inning, Donnie Reeves blooped one to right field, got a single, and then was thrown out at second base. You know, trying to get that into a 2-base hit. So beginning here in the top of the second, we're going to start with Dan Hague, the shortstop for Steubenville Big Red.
All right, so they've got to chip away a little bit at a time,
That's
get a
right.
run here and a run there. There's no way that you can ever get 5 on one swing in this game.
Absolutely, they got to play their game. There's still a lot of outs left in this game.
Kurlangitis, first delivery is high with a curve, 1-0.
Now, the curveball just not working for either one of these pitchers so far in the ball game.
That one worked.
That did. Sure did. Came back with it again.
Well, we've seen KC bounce back from a slow start before. He didn't have his best stuff in the early innings last year in that state championship game, but he just kept hanging in there.
That's right. And did a great job of it, too. And Coach Farrar stuck with him for the whole ball game. He had a complete game and you know, really did an excellent job.
3-1 here to Danny Hague, coming in with a batting average of .382.
There's a gap shot.
With a shot to right center, and that's extra bases. Bracone will try to flag it down. They're going to go for 3. Here is the throw, not in time. Dan Hague, a leadoff triple to open the Big Red second inning. Well, the first meeting between these two teams was a tight pitcher's duel. And these people have got the lumber out today.
There it is. And again, these guys just going with a pitch and spraying the ball all over the field. Right-hand hitters hitting at the right field. Left-hand hitters hitting at the left field. And I'll tell you, these guys are all doing really an excellent job of sticking with the pitch. Good pitch that time by Kurlangitis. Down a little low, though, with the curveball.
Karabic up there. And the ball is just carrying nicely through this crisp spring air today.
Sure is. Low humidity.
Ball 2. So the starting pitchers today have not had their own way in the first couple of innings. They have struggled. Kurlangitis with a fastball bites off the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Brad Karabic.
Straight up the chute.
It'll be in foul territory, and it is pulled in by B.J. Nursing. 1 out, and a big one. I think that's an important run right there for Steubenville to get themselves mentally back in this thing.
I think so too, George. They have to prove to themselves that they can, score some runs. And having a runner on third, especially a leadoff runner or the leadoff batter, sure is important.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get that run in.
Absolutely. Which
cuts the deficit, of course, to 4 runs and makes this whole situation a whole lot more palatable for the Red.
This is the lower third of the order for Big Red too, so they've got to be able to prove to themselves that the lower third of the order can hit the ball and drive in runs just as the top of the order can as well.
Chris Susciani.
Straight up again. Benji Claus.
Claus goes out and it falls in there. And Big Red has scored again. And quite honestly, Coach, I think that Benji, who normally makes the right decision 99 times out of 100, would have been probably better off to defer to one of his outfielders right there.
Yeah, here's the replay right here, George. And this is a high pop-up behind second base. And Benji's calling everybody off right here, but he's got a long way to go, and you're right, he would have been much better off letting Aulette come up on the ball instead of him going back on the ball. That's a big error right there for Catholic Central, and a big run for Big Red. And there's a drive down the left field line.
This is big trouble, and it's up against the fence out there. It'll score another run, and it'll be a double for Dan Philps. Both teams have opened the door with little mistakes, and the opposition has taken advantage. We saw in the bottom half of the first inning there was a wild pitch on strike 3 that came back to haunt Big Red, and an error on the previous play, which there could have been 2 outs and a runner at third base, and Big Red looking at getting nothing out of this.
That's right.
Come right on with 2 runs, making a 6-3 ball game. Fouled right side. Sismondo has room and makes the play. And a big second out. Going to get another look at that shot down the left side by Dan Philps.
He got around on it really well.
And was able to line it. KC hung the curveball right in his wheelhouse.
He sure did, George.
Up against the 320 sign out there.
Joe DeSantis, leadoff batter for Big Red. Right fielder. Big curveball, off speed.
If he can get a clutch 2-out hit, you got yourself a whale of a ball game right here. It's 6-3 right now. We've seen a lot of things happen in an inning and a half. Poked right back to KC, who lost it for a second. Throws it away. A run will score.
You believe
and
this?
They are still wheeling around the base pads. The throw is not going to get there. Whew. And DeSantis hit the ball 60 feet 6 inches and wound up running 270 feet before it was all over with.
I tell you, Central should have been out of this inning 2 batters ago, and here we are. Here's a hit straight back to the pitcher, an easy 1-3 out.
KC's got it.
He fields it, then drops it.
Then he goes back. He's still got time, but he throws from both knees. And no chance whatsoever right there for Bobby Sismondo, who winds up having to chase the ball halfway from here to Weirton. And DeSantis just kept on wheeling around to third. A run scored on the play. Now you've got a 6-4 ball game.
And a runner at third, and the way this game is going, anything can happen. And probably will.
We've already gotten our money's worth, and we're not even through the middle of the second inning. You see Craig Farrar right there, as both managers have had to go out and chat with their pitchers, respectively. They know this one's on the tube, don't they?
They sure do.
Runner at third, 2 outs. Craig Smith, the batter. Smith, fly ball. Deep right field. It's carrying. It's up against the wall.
Oh, good grip on it, bud.
And it's taken him a while to get it back in here. Smith with a triple. Wow.
He really nailed that pitch. It looked like that was going to go all the way out of here. Had he pulled it a little bit more, I think it would have, George. It certainly had the distance, because it hit right in front of the fence on the warning track out there. Big hit that time by Craig Smith.
Everything hit the right field thus far is behaving as though there's a fan behind it, because you saw the second baseman for both clubs struggle on balls hit in the air. And the right fielders are just having a nightmarish time with the high sky looking up into the sun. There's a chopper to the left side. Dennis throwing across, and the top of the second inning finally ends, but not before Big Red scores 1, 2, 3, 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. Anyway, you cut the cake. 1, 2, 3, 4 runs on 3 hits in that inning. It's a 6-5 ball game, and Catholic Central will be taking some whacks when we come back right after these messages. I guess what's that, a Bob Euchre type up there? And
that certainly looks like
how far
it.
is that from here? That's a fur piece.
I tell you, it sure is. It's out in left center field, about 100 feet back and 100 feet up. Nice place to watch a ball game, though, isn't it?
Big Red trailing 6-1 to the second inning, and scored 4 big runs right there, aided by 2 Catholic Central errors. And both teams have found out that if you give the opposition in this game 4, 5, 6 outs an inning, you're going to wind up paying for it.
Well, Ted, if inning and a half has been a real nightmare so far for these guys, especially for these pitchers.
So new life for Big Red, which looked to be in deep stuff after that first inning in which Catholic Central batted around and threw a 6 spot up on the board. The Crusaders still have a 6-5 lead, but I got a funny feeling the way the ball is carrying, the merry-go-round will continue. Donnie Reeves has to feel a whole lot better about the situation than he did a short while ago when he left the mound after the first inning. I've seen guys just all of a sudden throw it together and start pitching a whale of a game.
Absolutely, that's right. Starts with a curveball, gets it over, and that I got to give him a little bit of confidence, get that first pitch over.
Claus doubled and scored in his first plate appearance.
Hit the ball hard to left center field the last time up.
7 players went to the plate before anyone was retired. There's a line drive to left. They're calling it a catch out there, and that is a brilliant defensive play in left field by Craig Smith.
I tell you, great. I tell you, the ball hit right on the nose, and if we got it on the replay, you're going to see a real nice catch here by Smith. Benji Claus really gets a good wood on the ball here. Gets turned around, and here it is.
Nice job.
Nice job by Craig Smith. Good catch.
And you can see right now it's a whole lot more fun playing left field than it is right field with this sun. Third to first, and Bobby Sismondo is retired.
Donnie Reeves starting to look like the pitcher that we all thought that he was, and certainly has been through the first 4 games that he's appeared in. Got the first 2 batters out, a good defensive play by Craig Smith, and then a harmless ground ball to third by Sismondo being thrown out at first.
6-5. Catholic Central batting in the bottom of the second inning, leading by a run. Strike. KC Kurlangitis facing his mound opponent, Donnie Reeves. Strike 2.
Over the inside corner on both pitches. Reeves starting to find a plate and getting into a rhythm here.
And that was an easy 1-2-3 inning for him after the nightmarish first. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of 2, Catholic Central 6, Big Red 5. And we're going to take a break. Be back with the top half of the 3rd inning. Stay tuned. Now, some of the fans enjoying what is finally a spring-like day on what has been a very uncharacteristically wet April shower, bring May flower type of a month. And in the bottom half of the 1st inning, Catholic Central sent 10 men to the plate, scored 6 times. Then, leading 6-1, the Crusaders watched as Big Red sent 8 men to the plate, scored 4 times in the 2nd inning to pull within a run. Big Red will come up here trailing 6-5, and scheduled batters are Donnie Reeves, Dan Hague, and Brad Karabic. Casey Kurlangitis. I would imagine that neither of these 2 pitchers have been spanked around as they have been in this game, and will have to draw on great resolve to get much further into this, because both of them have thrown quite a few pitches in 2 innings.
Well, I'll tell you, they sure have. And it was a good short inning for Reeves in the last inning, which is good for him. He needed that. I think he needed it psychologically as well as physically. And Kurlangitis needs to have the same kind of output in this inning that Reeves had in his top of the inning.
Kurlangitis deals to Reeves. Reeves with a fly ball. You can see it carrying, and it's finally hauled in out there.
I'll tell you, it looked like Bracone had a beat on that thing, and he kept on going back and back and back, and he had to get back on the warning track before he could make that catch. And you're right, George, that ball is really carrying well to right field.
Josh Bracone made the play. I don't know if we can get one of our photographers to get a picture of the flag in dead center field, but it'll kind of give you an indication of what we're dealing with here.
Here it is here. Great camera work by our crack crew, and Bracone almost lost it there.
Well, the flag right now is limp, but just a moment ago, when I wanted to take a look at it, it was kind of blowing out dead center. And there's no question that at some point out there, the elements are having an effect on the baseball.
Danny Hague up.
Hague tripled to lead off that wild and woolly Big Red 2nd inning. Scored the first of 4 runs in the inning.
Good pitch that time by Kurlangitis. 3-1 count. 1 out. Big Reds half of their inning. Top of the 3rd. Big curveball on a 3-1 count. Gets it over the corner. Good pitch that time by KC.
He loves to throw the off-speed stuff.
Boy, I tell you, he sure does, and he just nibbles away at those corners. Big curveball.
Ground ball left side in the hole. Good play, but there will be no throw. It'll be a base hit for Dan Hague, and Dennis did a nice job just to cut the ball off in the hole on the left side.
I tell you, real nice play that time by Dennis, but good speed by Hague. He was able to beat it out here deep into the hole. It's short. Nice play right there by Dennis, as you can see. And he does the wise thing by holding the ball and not attempting to make a throw where he could have thrown it away.
So Karabic is up there. And there we get a little better look at what the flag is doing. Big Red on the run, safe at second base, and they've got the tying run in scoring position with less than 2 outs.
It is right here.
Hague wasted no time.
Yanni with a poor throw to second gets it on a bounce right here, and Hague has good speed, George. You know, he runs well.
One thing that Kurlangitis will do is give base runners the opportunity, because he throws the slow hook.
That's right.
And that gives a base runner an opportunity on a running start, and it really puts the catcher in a bind.
That's right.
2 balls and a strike as KC falls behind.
I'll tell you, he's digging himself a hole here. If he gets this runner on base with a base on balls, he's really putting himself into some trouble. Needs an out right here.
Fastball is fouled away. Karabic has been up one time. He was the second batter in that second inning, flew out to third base on a high pop. And another good curveball that time. Had Karabic out in front of it, and he just nubbed it off the end of the stick.
But he did a good job staying with the pitch and was able to get the bat on it. And got a 2-2 count right now. And we'll see what KC comes with here. See if he comes with the off-speed curve. Oh, he came with the heat.
Whiffed him on the inside corner with a fastball.
Jammed
nice
him.
pitch by Kurlangitis.
Third baseman, Chris Susciani.
There it is right here, George. You can see he's going to get it in on his fist right here, and he handcuffs him with it and is able to get the K.
Susciani with a drive to left field and a base hit.
Here he comes. Good speed by Hague. He's going to be able to
score the game's tying run at 6-6. A 2-out base hit by Chris Susciani. And we've got a brand new ball game here in the third inning.
Number 7 hitter coming through for Big Red. There it is right here. He stays with it and lines it into left for a base hit.
These two teams love to give each other the business.
Well, I tell you, they sure do.
Before the game, when they were taking infield, if somebody made a bad play during just the infield workout, they got the raspberries from the opposing dugout. And the interesting thing about it is that these two gangs hook up for Legion ball and have one of the best Legion programs in the state.
Well, I tell you, they sure do. They sure do, George.
Foes for a while and friends for a while. Strike on a tailing fastball, and that was a kind of a pitch that Filch would have had trouble hitting with a bed slat. He doubled his last time up off the left field wall.
Whoa,
and that's going to be a wild pitch, and Big Red will have the go-ahead run out at second base.
Well, I tell you, Kurlangitis really struggling. Just has had no consistency, no rhythm at all. Been all around the plate.
2 balls a strike.
There's the pitch here.
This pitch just tails away
yeah.
from Yanni, and
sure did.
Just couldn't get up to grab it. So a chance for Big Red to take the lead back. That's a strike. Ball up in his eyes, and Filch waved at it.
Filch doubled down the left field line his last time up. Really got around on a KC Kurlangitis fastball.
Ball, and the count is full.
Filch, a designated hitter.
Yep, he is hitting in place of the center fielder, DeJovi Platt. Foul tip.
Yanni can't hold it.
The count remains full.
Kurlangitis just not able to get the ball down into the strike zone consistently. He's been high with his fastball, high with his curveball at times.
Strike 3.
Good pitch that time on the outside corner and blew it by him.
So KC comes up with a big money pitch to keep it even. We are in the middle of the third inning. Your score, Big Red 6, Catholic Central 6. Back to see what the Crusaders can do in their half of the third inning right after this. The offenses are working here today, that's for sure, as both teams have taken a jackhammer to the opposing pitchers, and it's 6-6 as we go to the last half of the third inning. It'll be Joe Bracone, who is the designated hitter for the Crusaders today, batting in place of the shortstop, Troy Dennis. The first 6 hitters in Catholic Central's lineup are all hitting somewhere between 360 and 450. There's a chopper up the middle. Hague across to Karabic, and there is one away.
Number 20.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row retired by Donnie Reeves. That after he was unable to get anyone out of the first 7 hitters in the bottom half of the first inning.
There's the replay, and he jammed him, and ball hit on the handle, down to the shortstop. Good fielding play cleanly, and a good throw to Karabic at first base. So 1 out for Catholic Central.
And this is cousin Joe Bracone. His dad, Gary, is the first base coach. Teek Mort is the third base coach for Catholic Central, and the pitching coach is Mike Walkowski. Joe Bracone with a single in that 6-run first, and a
another
single
one
in the bottom of the third.
Right up the middle.
Number 11, catcher Jason Yanni.
Jason Yanni will bat now in the third inning with 1 on and 1 out.
Jason, not a very big kid, but a good defensive catcher, handles the pitchers well.
Just outside. George Kellis and Rich Walensky with you from Vaccaro Field. Glad to have you aboard. It's 6-6. Bottom half of the third inning. Yanni in his last at bat doubled. Base hit the left. So they are getting some productivity out of this part of their batting order. Runners at first and second and 1 out. And B.J. Nursick will be the hitter.
B.J. Nursick playing third base. Another example of the youth on this Catholic Central baseball team.
Yeah, they've got Bracone, 2 juniors, then Yanni hits 7th, and then 2 sophomores after that. So 4 underclassmen in the last 5 slots of their batting order. They've got a man squared around to punt Nursick with the foul down the left side, and he'll come back and try it again. Runners at first and second, 1 man out. Nursick and Marook at the bottom of the Central batting order trying to restore the lead. They led 6-1 after an inning. Big Red came right back at 6-6.
See if he tries to bunt him around again.
Swinging away this time, and it's hacked down the third base side.
And a good stop by Teek Mort, who in his time was a very, very good baseball player at Catholic Central. And not a bad softball player now.
On the third base bullpen, the Pontiac Grand Am.
Yeah, we'll see what BJ can do here with Donnie Reeves pitching for Big Red.
0-2. There's a base hit to left field. They're going to wheel the runner coming around third, who hesitated. Now he goes. The throw out. And the hesitation was costly there. Teek Mort was wheeling Joe Bracone all the way. And Bracone hit the brakes 1 step down the line from the third base bag. And you can you could see that that was very costly.
Here's there right here. And a good cut that time by Nursick. Lines it down the left field line.
You will be able to see the runner. Good work by
right here.
Our
now he
technical
stops.
crew. You can see he stopped, and that hesitation.
That's what nailed him at the plate.
Craig
a good throw
Smith
to the plate.
with a 1-hopper, and Jason Vane applies the tag. 2 down.
Big
Catholic
curveball
missed
to
a
Marook.
big opportunity right here to take the lead, and we'll get another look at Jason Vane making the tag back here. He is one of the premier backstops in the area.
Not even close.
No question. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Paul Marook. Defensive back for Steubenville Catholic last fall. There's
Line
a hit.
drive, right center field in the gap.
A gap
This
shot.
will
That could
definitely
score 2.
Run. One run is
score
home.
2 for sure.
And it will score a pair on a triple by Paul Marook.
And with 2 outs.
A 2-out triple bails out the Crusaders from the base running gaff, and they have regained the lead at 8-6. And we still have a long way to slide.
Yeah, we're only in the 3rd inning, George.
Reeves, and that's a good bit of hitting right there. That really wasn't a bad pitch, as Marook had to go low and away to slap that ball into the gap to the right center. bunt, foul.
Paulette trying to bunt on for a base hit. Notice the third baseman and first baseman playing a little bit deep. Try to lay one down the line. It goes foul. No balls and a strike.
Fly ball to center. And it's giving Platt some trouble out there, but he finally flags it down. 2 runs, 3 hits. 4 hits make it. No errors. And a runner stranded at third base. At the end of 3, Catholic Central 8, Big Red 6. It seems like we've been cooped up indoors for the last 3 or 4 months, and it's nice to be back out in the sunshine doing something fun. And they can go on strike all they want to on the major league level. These guys are playing come heck or high water, right?
That's right, and you're seeing the best effort of any group of athletes that you'll ever see are these high school kids just giving everything they've got because they love the game.
Not in any way motivated by big dollars. They won't strike over pensions or other benefits. And right now you've got Big Red coming up here in the 4th inning, looking at an 8-6 deficit. It has been entertaining thus far. George Kellis and Rich Walensky from Vaccaro Field, one of the finest baseball facilities you will find in either West Virginia or Ohio. I will give you that.
And I'll tell you, George, we were talking, or you had mentioned earlier, you had alluded to the great Legion teams that they have here, and looking at the center field fence out there, you see the state championships that have been earned by the Steubenville Legion Baseball Club in 64, 78, and 79, and in 84 and 89, and always a contender in the state of Ohio for the state championship American Legion tournament. And a great tradition here in Steubenville, and this place has become a real showplace for the city when it comes to baseball facilities. Just a great facility
Let me just step out and make a statement.
Sure.
There is not a finer baseball facility in either state on the amateur level. You might get, a professional. I can tell you this right now. This is a nicer place to play than Watt Powell Park, where they have played AAA baseball in Charleston. And it may or may not be a superior facility to where the Columbus Club plays, but I can tell you this, it's as nice as any I've seen.
And
Kids just have to have a ball out.
That's right. And I tell you, the folks that take care of this facility are very, very proud of what they do.
Absolutely.
Chuck Watt, Ange Vaccaro, and his crew, and just all the guys that really take a great deal of pride in it.
Kurlangitis blows down his man here in the 4th inning.
It's number 10, Jimmy Ellis, second baseman, down on strikes, and brings up the top of the order for Big Red and Joe DeSantis. And right here, you'll see he's going to jam Ellis with a fastball right there. Just can't get around on it.
Top of the order for Big Red. They trail 8-6. Kurlangitis with the curve ball low and away.
Ellis has been somewhat productive in that leadoff spot for Big Red.
Strike. Fastball that moved back in toward the batter. A ball on a strike here to Joe DeSantis. Strike 2. Threw the ball in the exact same spot. Froze DeSantis on that one.
DeSantis looking for the curveball and blew the fastball by him.
Swatted towards second base. Claus throws him out.
Claus to Sismondo. 2 up, 2 out. I don't think Kurlangitis has had a 1-2-3 inning yet in this ball game, has he, George?
Not even close, but he is settling down. Both starting pitchers really have recovered from horrendous starts in this game, and that's just a dandy pitch right there. DeSantis chops it down to Benji Claus, has plenty of time, and throws over to Bobby Sismondo.
Craig Smith, the left fielder, a couple good defensive plays by Craig in this ball game, plus a good hit earlier with a triple.
In fact, in his last at bat, triple which contributed mightily to Big Red's comeback bid, which they overcame the 6-1 deficit. subsequently tied the game 6-6, have now seen the Crusaders go back on top 8-6.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Craig Smith, good, strong hitter.
Just got a piece of it.
I tell you, Kurlangitis is starting now, I think, to settle down a little bit. It seems like he's in a little better rhythm. He's throwing a lot of strikes, and you know, that's what he's got to do. Just get the ball over and let the people behind him play defense and get him out.
Slap.
Good
Towards
play.
short. Nice job. They had the shortstop going the wrong way, but then he throws high. Troy Dennis made a nice stop. He kind of got caught moving in the wrong direction as the ball was hit. Came up with it cleanly, but the throw across was not true.
Here it is right here, and it's coming off of that bat in a way that it's going to tail away from the shortstop. He makes a great play on it, but then just throws the ball wide, and Sismondo making the catch but can't get back to the bag. Jason Vane, long ball, first time up, put it out of here over the right field fence.
That should have been a strong indicator that the light air would be a factor in this game, because he hit that ball a ton to right center field.
Yes, he did, and he didn't get it up very high either. That was a line shot.
Kurlangitis will throw over to Sismondo. Nothing happening right there. We'll look to see if the red will be a run in here. A little closer this time. Safe.
Okay, I'm looking at Bracone in right field, shading his eyes against that sun, and that sun is right in his eye this time of the year. That sun coming over the left field fence right into the right fielder's eyes.
And respecting the power of Jason Vane, you will not see a right fielder playing a right-handed hitter that deep very often.
That's right.
Kurlangitis fastball. No chance. Ball goes out into center field. Now Smith gets up and goes to third. So that's Big Red baseball right there.
And I tell you, that wasn't a bad pitch by Kurlangitis. It was a pitch out, but Yanni just not being able to make the throw. And good speed by Smith gets him around to third. Here it is right here.
The pitch kind of handcuffed Yanni.
Yeah, it did.
Did get the throw away, but it skips out into center field. Smith with a stolen base and an error. Moves around to third.
2 balls, no strikes on Jason Vane, and Kurlangitis wants to be real careful here with Vane. Vane has good power at all fields.
Chopper left side. This could be trouble. The throw. No. And it gets away. A run scores. And Jason Vane will move on to second. He's going to try to go to third. Sismondo's throw is not in time.
Hey, Central's defense really letting down a little bit here in this ball game. It's another error. Kurlangitis should be out of this inning without any problem.
Well, this ball hit perfectly down the third baseline. Vane is not the fastest guy in the world, but he might have beaten this anyway. The throw over by Nerzik, one hop Sismondo, so we'll have to rule that an error. And Big Red, I believe that the Crusaders have 4 errors, and Big Red using its speedy legs to get back in this ball game.
2 errors in this inning. Well, we can really say 3 errors. We can make an error on the throw by Yanni
There are
second.
three errors on the last 2 batters.
Yeah, should be 5 errors, I think.
Error shortstop, error on the catcher on the
Throw
play
to
that
second.
allowed the
Sure.
runner to get the steal and the move to third base, and an error third base. So that's 3 errors on 2 batters. And Big Red with a chance to tie this game once again. Donnie Reeves with 2 outs. They've got 2-out lightning going here because Jimmy Ellis whiffed to open this inning. Then DeSantis grounded out to second base.
Yeah, it looked like Kurlangitis was going to get out of the inning in pretty good shape.
Without the benefit of a hit, Big Red has tied, or rather pulled to within a run and has a chance to tie the game.
And there hasn't been a ball hit out of the infield.
Slap to the left side.
It's going to be
Knocked
another
down,
error.
but it's a, let's call that a base hit. What do you think?
Well, we'll
let's
give
look
him
at it again
we'll give him
see.
the benefit of the doubt, I guess, George.
we'll make our call after we see this again.
Ball hit hard to short. I don't know. If he gets his feet under him, I think he's got to play on it, George.
Well, in that case, that gives us an interesting storyline in the inning. We'll call it an error. We're certainly no official scorers up here. And there have been 4 errors in 3 batters. Big Red has, in fact, tied the game without the benefit of a hit here in the 4th inning. The throw is not in time. Nice snap throw from Jason Yanni. The runner at first is Donnie Reeves. He is the go-ahead run in what has turned into a wacko 4th inning here for Big Red.
I'll tell you, Hague has had a good day at the plate.
All of this started with nobody out, or 2 men out, I should say, and that is probably a wild pitch. We'll have to look at it again to make sure it's not a pass ball. I think the ball was out in front of the plate. Yeah, we are good umpires with the help of the replays, don't you think?
Yeah, we are. Good
Strike.
big curveball that time by Curlingitis.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Dan Hague. Hague has had a pretty good day so far with a triple and a single and scored both times. Foul ball.
Stays alive by getting a little, I want to say wood, but it's not wood anymore. You know, it's those aluminum bats. All you hear are those pings
Tank.
out there.
Yep.
But he did a good job of staying with the pitch and was able to stay alive by fouling the ball away. Danny Hague, nice ball player.
Big Red 8, Catholic Central 8. Top of the 4th. Up the middle. It's a base hit. They're going to wheel the man home. Here comes Reeves. The throw is not in time. And Big Red leads 9-8.
And that
Hague
could be
is just having a brilliant day.
And that could be dangerous. The last time they led by a run, Central came back in their half of the inning and scored 6.
You think we picked the right day to show up here?
Well, I'll tell you, if you like offense, you're seeing plenty of it today.
Chopper over the head of Curlingitis. Dies on its way into center field and gives Donnie Reeves the opportunity to get around. So that's the first hit of the inning. And Big Red has 3 runs. All of this with 2 out and nobody on.
Number 5, the batter, Chris Susciani. Helped the Big Red cause with a base hit the last time up.
Down in the dirt.
Good stop by Yanni that time. Was able to get in front of the ball, knock it down, keep it in front of him.
Seventh man to bat, Karabic, here in the 4th for Big Red. They lead 9-8.
Big curveball up a little high.
They led 1-0. They trailed 6-1. They came back to tie it at 6. They trailed 8-6. Now they lead 9-8. You got all that?
Yeah.
Strike on the outside corner. 2-2.
I think I said Susciani. That is Brad Karabic. Struck him out. Good pitch.
So, after 3.5 wild and woolly innings, Big Red regains the lead. It's the Red 9, the Crusaders 8. Catholic Central coming to bat in the 4th inning, trailing by a run. We'll be right back. And we're back. Big Red on top 9-8. And those folks who have showed up at Vaccaro certainly entertained by what they are seeing. Central will come to bat in its home half of the 4th inning, trailing 9-8. And when I saw this pitching matchup beforehand, Curlingitis and Donnie Reeves, if you'd have told me there'd be 17 runs scored into the bottom of the 4th inning, I would have helped you on with the straitjacket, but that's what we've had here. Coach, I understand that you're going to have to bail out on me.
Yeah, George, I'm going to have to bail out on you here. Pretty soon I'm going to stay with you for a little while longer, but in about 10 minutes or so I'm going to have to get out of here. Other duties call. So I am going to have to leave, and I hate to leave because this is going to be a one heck of a game down the stretch.
Leading off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning is Benji Claus. Claus fouling the Donnie Reeves offering to the right side. 0-1. Benji Claus is 1 for 2, a double, and scored the second run of the 6-run first. And he lined out to left field on what was a brilliant catch by Craig Smith in the second inning.
He's hit the ball hard both times that he's been to the plate. Right now he's behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, just missed, and Reeves thought he had him.
Well, I tell you, he took a good pitch right there, and that was a good pitch by Reeves. Good curveball down in the strike zone. That time was a little high. Both those pitches look pretty good to me, George.
I'll tell you something about Benji Claus. He's got an opportunity before this is all said and done to be remembered as one of the great athletes in Ohio Valley history, because he's just participated in so many important things. Hits a little quail that's caught out behind second base by Dan Hague. So 1 down, but talking about Claus, he participated in state championships twice during his sophomore year and was an integral factor in football and baseball championships. Can't think of too many things he doesn't do well.
I'll tell you, that's for sure. Played with the Legion team too, George. And went to the state tournament for Argonne Post 33 here in Steubenville.
Bobby Sismondo, the batter. Strike 1.
Reeves, good curveball that time to Sismondo.
There have been just some huge 2-out hits and clutch situations in this game. Sismondo, fly ball center field.
Drops in
and
there.
There won't be a play as Sismondo into second base.
Little gap shot that time. Nobody had a play on it. DeJovi Platt had to come a long, long way from center field to try to make a play and was the closest to it and made a good effort on it. Just wasn't able to handle it. Well placed that time by Bobby Sismondo.
One thing that little breeze has done, Coach, is force the defense to kind of spread out a little bit, making it difficult for people to cheat in at all. You get burnt to a crisp. There's a drive to center field. Platt, no.
Can't handle it. It handcuffed him a little bit.
He gets it back in before a run can score, and all of a sudden, Catholic Central has it humming again. A double and a single by Sismondo and Kurlangitis with 1 out. Another good effort right here by DeJovi Platt. He really hesitated for a second, probably could have had that, but again, you've got to remember that the sun is giving the center fielder and right fielders for both clubs a lot of trouble.
That was a sinking line drive too. It would have been a great play by Platt had he been able to make it, but made a good effort on it and kept the ball in front of him and kept Sismondo from scoring. Big curveball that time.
Nice pitch. We're going to call that a base hit.
Absolutely.
Josh Bracone, the batter. Bracone batting .390 on the season. Fouled out of play. Every time they hit one in that direction, I get nervous because my car's parked somewhere right around there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Donnie Reeves from the stretch. Off-speed pitch is hit down to third. Bobbled.
Safe.
Everybody's safe and a run scores. And the defenses have come unwrapped in the first 4 innings of this ball game.
Number 20, designated hitter.
There it is. Bouncer down third base, and right there, just right at him, just not able to handle it. Probably took his eye off it a little bit trying to make the play. And ball bounces away. No play at first. Run scores. 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had 8 on the scoreboard, but now the scorekeeper corrects it.
Fouled away by Joe Bracone.
Still have a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. Joe Bracone can help the cause a little bit here. Base hit, more than likely score a run.
The Bracone name has been prominent athletically in several venues around Jefferson County. There have been some Bracones at Mingo that have done done a job.
Very good athletes in Mingo, the Bracone family.
9-9, bottom of the 4th inning. Good curve, and Bracone a swing and a miss, 1-2. Joe Bracone 2 for 2. A single and scored a run in the 1st inning. A base hit in the 3rd. He was thrown out at the plate. It's a little chopper to the left side. Picked up by Reeves, and the throw is in time, but both runners move up. And Catholic Central has a chance to seesaw back in front with Jason Yanni coming to the plate. Coach, take care, sir. So I'll take this plane all by my lonesome right now. You see the little chopper to the left side picked up there by Donnie Reeves. Nice job by Reeves throwing to Brad Karabic for out number 2. Yanni, who has singled and doubled in his 2 previous plate appearances, looking to put the Crusaders back up. Ball down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9-9. Even if you knew the outcome of this one, you wanted to stay up and watch it, I'll bet you. Strike 2. 1-2. Jason Yanni, the senior catcher. And looking right there at Donnie Reeves, who has labored through 4 very difficult innings here. High school baseball at its finest. The Catholic Central Crusaders, the defending Division IV state champions, coming in with a record of 12-3. Strike 3. So we're right back where we started from, ladies and gentlemen. Only now it's a 3-inning game. After 4, Big Red 9, Catholic Central 9. We'll be right back. Well, until that inning, the bottom half of the 4th, neither team had been able to skate out of difficult 2-out situations. Just seemed like somebody would either come up with the key hit or somebody would make the key mistake and more runs would be crossing the plate. But that is a good question. What are those guys doing right there? Digging for gold somewhere. Somebody drop a $20 bill or what? Or bury one? A little late for an Easter egg hunt, I guess. 9-9 the score as we go to the 5th. Kurlangitis out there getting ready and warming up with that curveball. Scheduled for Big Red here in the top half of the 5th inning will be Susciani, Filtz, and Ellis. And we have some activity in the Catholic Central bullpen. Not sure who that is, tell you the truth, because I don't have him listed on my sheet. And a young lady with a pretzel as we get ready to tie it up in knots here for the 5th inning. And that's just the way it's been. Back and forth, back and forth. Finally, it's 9-9. Game tied. We go to the 5th. Susciani got on an error in the 2nd inning and scored. Singled to drive in a run in the 3rd. Comes to the plate here in the top half of the 5th. 0-1 after the foul ball. George Kella speaking to you from Vaccaro Field. Strike 2. Nice pitch by Kurlangitis. Mike Zukoski is the guy who was warming up in the bullpen, and I had the wrong uniform number for him. Bouncer to the right side. Claus to Sismondo, and there is 1 out. That'll bring up Dan Phillips, who doubled home a run in the second inning, scored, struck out in the third. Here's another look at the play. Chopper right side by Susciani. Routine play for Benji Claus. Ball hit high in the air, right side of the infield. Claus makes the catch, 2 down.
Number 10, second baseman.
Jimmy Ellis, the second baseman, flew out to second base in the second inning. Struck out in the fourth. Not too many guys have failed to get on base in this game. As I glance down the score sheets, everyone but Ellis and Karabic have been on base in some fashion in this game, either by way of error or a clean safety. Big Red 9, Catholic Central 9. Foul back. 0-1 to Jim Ellis. I've talked to some members of the Catholic Central coaching staff who tell me that they would be highly disappointed if this team did not go a long way again this year. They went to the semifinals in 1993 and were beaten by eventual state champion Campbell Memorial in the semifinals. And Campbell just tortured some poor souls in the championship game. Of course, last year, Big Red had that long, impressive winning streak during the regular season, and were upended on the trail to Columbus. Strike 3. So Kurlangitis has his first 1-2-3 inning. And at the end of 4.5, your score: Big Red 9, Catholic Central 9. Crusaders back up the bat in just a moment. 9-9 as the Crusaders try to keep cool in what has been a very hot one. Not on the thermometer, but on the scoreboard. That young lady right there probably needs 2 or 3 writing implements to make it through this game. Because I can tell you this, my scorecard looks like chicken scratch. It's a mess. Leading off is B.J. Nerzik. Sophomore third baseman, hitting 8th in the order. Foul back, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Donnie Reeves, a gutsy, if not difficult, performance here this afternoon. Foul again by Nerzik. Still 1-2. Foul tip, not held by Jason Vane, so it remains 1-2 to B.J. Nerzik. Well, who will break the 9-9 tie? Catholic Central led 6-1 after an inning. Big Red scored 4 in the second to make it 6-5. Tied the game at 6-6. Fell behind 8-6. Went ahead 9-8. And it's 9-9. Given the choice between being at the Pirate opener, which was also on this evening, or being here to see this one, I'll take this one. I'm still mad at those guys anyway, not necessarily the Pirate organization. I think people ought to cut them a break, but as far as the players themselves are concerned, I'd rather watch these guys. There's a line drive, right field. Nice job out there to stay with it by Joe DeSantis. Nerzik is retired, and you'll see DeSantis has some problems with it. Looking in that direction, I know, because I had to drive west on Interstate 70 last night, and I just could not see anything in the sunlight. And I can imagine looking in that direction what kind of problems they are having. Marook has lined out to second base and tripled home 2 runs. 1 for 2. Ground ball to the right side. Scooped up nicely by Ellis. Over to Karabic, and there are 2 away.
Number 10.
Top of the batting order. JoJo Aulette. Singled and struck out in the first inning. Flew out to center field to end the third. Catholic Central has lost 3 times this year to Indian Creek, Toronto, and Grove City. Ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So Aulette is 2 for 4. A 2-out base hit off Donnie Reeves as the Crusaders try to regain the lead that they have had intermittently throughout this game. But we're tied 9-9 right now. Nice shot back through the box, kicked up the dirt on the pitcher's mound, and a base hit for JoJo. The throw over to first, and Aulette is back. Benji Claus, the batter. Fouled back. 0-1 to Benji. Ball inside. Big Red has lost 5 times this year. 1, of course, to Catholic Central a week ago, as we mentioned earlier. 1 game to Buckeye Local, to Tri-Valley, Edison, and also to Grove City, which beat both of these teams. That is the one thing they do have in common, is a loss to Grove City, which is out of the Columbus area. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Benji Claus. 2 down, bottom half of the 5th inning. Game tied at 9. This is George Kellis with you from Vaccaro Field as they've turned the lights on here in the twilight at about 7:20 in the evening. Having trouble retrieving the ball here. Back it comes to Donnie Reeves. It's been around, I can tell you that much. It's been over the right field fence, off the left field fence, and many places in between. Ball low, Aulette running, and he's going to be safe. JoJo Aulette with a stolen base. Benji Claus now with an opportunity to drive home the winning, or rather the go-ahead run again. And you can see Aulette's in a little bit of discomfort out there, as the throw down from Jason Vane must have caught him in the wrist. Or maybe up closer to the elbow. Get a chance to look at it again. I think they're telling me that this hits him in the right arm. Watch the right arm behind him. Yes, right there, caught him in the elbow. Kind of an awkward situation that JoJo got caught up in right there, but he's okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Benji Claus. Another of many important moments in this game. Claus fouls it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Game tied 9-9. Foul out of play to the right side. Still 2-2, and Catholic Central looking to regain the lead. Probably noticed earlier the flag at half-staff in center field, which we alluded to. And, of course, that in honor of those who lost their lives in Oklahoma City. There's a little parachute to right field. All that's going to be wheeled home. The throw will not be in time. And Catholic Central with a big 2-out hit by Benji Claus, who reached out and slapped it over the head of the first baseman, Brad Karabic. Drives home the 10th Catholic Central run. Nice job of hitting right there. Ball down and away. And Claus did not try to overpower the pitch. He just did what he could with it. Drives home the go-ahead run. So this started with 2 outs and nobody on. Ball high to Bobby Sismondo. 10-9 Catholic Central. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Pitch tailing up and out. 2-0 to Sismondo. Comes inside with this one. Three and nothing. Claus at first. Sismondo at the plate, 2 down. Walked him on 4 pitches. So Reeves in a little bit of trouble. He's thrown a lot of pitches. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And the cleanup man, K.C. Kurlangitis, steps in. Kurlangitis doubled home, 3 runs in the first, struck out in the second, singled in the fourth. He's 2 for 3. Sismondo at first, who has walked twice in this game, is 1 for 2 in 2 official at-bats. Strike, a ball and a strike to KC. Strike down the middle. And you got a 1-2. Base hit the left. Here comes Claus. Here comes the throw. Claus, belly first, is safe. And Catholic Central goes on top, 11-9. Another big 2-out base hit.
Number 25, right fielder, Vaccaro.
Liner to left. Ball fielded cleanly out there by Craig Smith, but too much speed here on the part of Benji Claus, who can motor. And the runners advance on the throw. Runners at second and third as Freddie Hetherington heads out there to have another chat with Donnie Reeves. 11-9 Catholic Central. You can see the 13 hits, a major factor in this game. The 6 errors have contributed in a big way to the 9 runs in which Big Red has hung in there. The way this one's gone, I wouldn't be dozing off.
Number 14, Mike Promotion.
Pinch running for Central now Mike Tomojic. Swing and a miss. Josh Bracone. New balls, 1 strike. Bracone struck out but reached base on a wild pitch in the first inning. Eventually scored. He grounded out to short in the third and reached base on an error in the 4th inning. So officially, he is 0 for 3, but he's been on base 2 times in 3 plate appearances. A chance to really put Big Red in a bad way right here. I got a funny feeling that one got a nip of my car. Oh, no. All right, 11-9 Catholic Central, bottom half of the 5th inning. Ground ball right side off the end of the bat. And they got him. Nice job there by Jimmy Ellis. Stayed with it and threw out Josh Bracone. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Catholic Central leads at 11-9 as we go to the 6th. Opposite here as we go to the 6th inning. Kurlangitis pitching to the top of the Big Red batting order, Joe DeSantis. Joe walked in the first, reached base on an error on the pitcher in the 2nd inning, grounded out to second base in the 4th. 0 for 2. Looking at it from Big Red's perspective, they really need to get some base runners, and DeSantis is not going to be one of them as he strikes out. Nice pitch by Kurlangitis. Craig Smith, the number 2 hitter. Looking at it again, Kurlangitis with the curveball. When he gets that thing rolling off the end of the table, it is awfully tough to hit. Smith hit into a double play in the 1st inning, tripled, and this is going to be an error on Sismondo. Smith has reached twice on errors, and as I said, tripled earlier. Here's a ground ball that normally Sismondo would eat for lunch, but on this particular play, it just got away from him. So Red has a base runner, and here's Jason Vane, who homered in the 1st inning. That home run gave Big Red a very short-lived 1-0 lead as Catholic Central came right back with 6. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, that's all you can do is tuck the helmet under your arm and walk back in the dugout right there. That has to be one of the most frustrating moments in Craig Smith's high school baseball career, and now there are 2 outs. Vane foul ball off the instep. (11-9). Catholic Central by a pair. Top half of the 6th inning. Kurlangitis winds and deals. Throws it away. Ball got away from him rather rudely. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jason Vane waits. It's a fly ball to very deep right field. And you can kiss it goodbye. Jason Vane with a 2-out home run to right field, his 2nd opposite field shot of the day. And Steubenville is back to within a run at 11-10. I don't even need to comment on how important the pickoff play becomes. Oh, did he thump that little persimmon? Jason Vane. Now, there's a vehicle out there with some stitch marks on it, I can assure you. Foul back, 0-2 to Donnie Reeves. Central 11 runs, 13 hits, 7 errors. They hold a slim 1-run lead here in the 6th of what has been certainly one of the most entertaining high school games that you'll ever see. And we have it for you right here on your station for the big events, WTOV 9. I have to admit we've been reasonably fortunate on some of the events. Carry at Wheeling Park championship game goes 3 overtimes. Mountain Dew baseball game, get 11-10 slugfest. Sometimes you need a break or two. Donnie Reeves, who certainly has the strength to tie this one. Cleanup hitter in this big red attack. And a ground ball to the left side. Scooped up by Troy Dennis. And he throws across for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Your score, Catholic Central 11, Big Red 10. We'll be right back. (11-10) Catholic Central as the Crusaders come to bat in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Joe Bracone, Jason Yanni, and B.J. Nursick are the scheduled hitters here. The outfielders are happy to know and see that the sun is setting and should no longer be a major problem for them. It has been giving them fits throughout the course of this one. Bracone, a swing and a miss. Fly ball to right field. DeSantis makes the catch, and there is 1 out. Looking ahead to the Big Red 7th, they will have Hague. At least Hague is scheduled. Karabic and Susciani. So the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the Big Red batting order to try to overcome what will be at least a 1-run deficit. Central obviously trying to add to their 11-10 lead. Jason Yanni. Jason doubled in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. He's 2 for 3. Ball high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Donnie Reeves and Casey Kurlangitis all the way, despite the mayhem in this game. And those 2 young men ought to get a good night's sleep after this. Swing and a miss. Yanni with a count full now. Still some decent snap on that fastball right there by Reeves. He got him looking. And we'll get another chance to look at it. Donnie Reeves at the letters, inside corner, strike 3. B.J. Nursick. Line drive off the glove. Picked up. The throw is thrown away. Nursic still on his horse. And we'll get down to second base. Look at it again, but that may be yet another error in this game. Almost invariably will be. A shot that ate up Donnie Reeves. Reeves goes back, throws as he's falling away, and there you see it would have been in time if it had been on target. Paul Marook with a chance to restore the 2-run lead. It's 11-10, Catholic Central. Ball, throw back out, down to second base by Jason Vane. Just a hair late. Get another look at it. Jason Vane with that powerful cannon. Close, but not quite. 2-0 to Marook. And all that, the leadoff man, is on deck. Swing and a miss. You got a 2-1. Way inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Paul Marook, the sophomore. He lined out to second in the first inning. Tripled home 2 runs in the third. Grounded out to second base in the fifth. He is 1 for 3. Foul back. The count is full. Donnie Reeves came in with a 4-0 record and a 1.29 earned run average. The earned run average has already been deflated. The 4-0 record is in jeopardy as well. Ball 4. Runners at first and second and 2 down. All at the batter. See some signs of wear and tear here on Donnie Reeves. He's getting some pitches up right now, and I don't have a pitch count, but it's up there. Ground ball right side and foul. Scooped up by Karabic. 0-1, JoJo Aulette. JoJo singled and scored in the first, also struck out in that 6-run first inning. Flew out to center in the third, singled, stole a base, and eventually scored in the fifth. He's 2 for 4. Foul hit him in the noggin. Bounced right up off the plate and may have caught him in that schnoz. JoJo got a schnoz like me. It's a pretty good target. Oh, boy. That'll get your attention in a hurry. 0-2. And JoJo has gone back to the Crusader dugout, may have a nosebleed. 11-10 Catholic Central. They have 2 runners aboard here in the 6th inning. The defending Division IV state champions looking to make another run at it in 1995. It was 1-0 in the top of the first inning as Jason Vane hit his first of 2 home runs. Catholic Central came right back with 6 in the bottom half of the first. It was 6-1 in the second with the Red coming back with 4 in the second. And then a run in the third inning to tie the game at 6. Right back came the Crusaders with 2 runs of their own in the bottom half of the third to go up 8-6. Big Red with 3 runs in the top of the fourth. Seesaws in front 9-8. Catholic Central with a run in the bottom of the fourth inning 9-9. And since then, Catholic Central has scored twice. Jason Vane has hit his second home run of the game for Big Red. We have an 11-10 ball game. Good crowd on hand here at Vaccaro. George Kellis speaking to you as we await the return of JoJo Aulette. Good look at Jason Vane back there, along with the home plate umpire, Lou Zangrando. Pretty good afternoon's work for Vane with 2 taters. Boy, has he given us some thrills in his high school career on the gridiron and on the diamond. Certainly a candidate for our Red Donley Scholarship Award here in this one. I don't know if we can get a picture of JoJo down there or see what the scoop is. We might want to take a little break until, can we do that? All right, let's take a minute to pause here. It's 11-10 Catholic Central. We'll be back as soon as JoJo gets his proboscis back in order. All that is all right. And he has a 0-2 count facing him, but a pair of Catholic Central runners aboard, a pitch out. Thought maybe the Crusaders had something cooking right there, but not the case. 1 ball and 2 strikes to JoJo. Donnie Reeves all the way for the red. 11-10 Crusaders. The pitch, swing and a miss. Ball gets away momentarily from Vane, and then he throws out JoJo at first. At the end of 6, Catholic Central 11, Big Red 10. We'll see if the Red can tie it or go ahead in the 7th. Getting ready for that 7th inning. Pretty young lady waving to the cameras for us, and we had a chant of "Let's Go Red" from the Big Red faithful here after the 6th inning. They will have Hague, Karabic, and Susciani. Curlingitis all the way for the Crusaders, and it looks like it's going to be his game to win or lose. In the previous meeting between the two, which was won by the Crusaders 4-2, Bobby Sismondo went the distance. It was Sismondo against Karabic in the first matchup. It has been Reeves and Curlingitis here this evening. Strike on the inside corner. Dan Hague coming in with an average of .382. Big Red batting .302 as a team coming in. Fouled off, it's 0-2. Foul and out of play. Curlingitis has Hague in a hole here, 0-2. Catholic Central leads 11-10. Last chance here for the Red. Oh, wow. That's one of those pitches that are awfully tough to take. Hague took it, and it was called ball 1, 1-2. Down and in, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul ball. A foul ball, a shot down the first base line by Hague. And Sismondo did get a glove on it. Man, look at that again. That was awfully close. And a foul ball. Again, the 2-2. And again, a foul down the right side. Kurlangitis keeping his curveball out away from Hague here. Hague having to reach. Good job by Hague to fight this one off. Making Kurlangitis work a little bit right here. It's still 2-2. 11-10 Crusaders. The light's beginning to take effect here at Vaccaro. And again, he hangs in there, does Dan Hague. Base hit through the left side. So Hague kept fouling everything off to the right. Finally comes through with a base hit between third and short. The tying run is on. And another look at it. Curveball got up in his eyes this time as he hung it on the inside part of the plate. Everything else that Kurlangitis threw to Hague was out and away. But he got one to his liking and took it through the hole for the base hit. Hague runs, and there'll be no play. They had the bunt on. Now let's see what they do. Karabic squared around. Will he try to move his man over to third? Karabic swings. Hits it down the left side. Almost a brilliant play down there by Nursing, but he could not hold on. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. On the day, Karabic has struggled. He popped up to third base, struck out in the third, struck out again in the fourth. Has a golden opportunity here for redemption. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and you can tell that Brad is just not comfortable today. At least not up to this point. Foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Ground ball hit sharply. It's a base hit. It's going to score the tying run. Dan Hague is home, and it's 11-11. A run-scoring single by Brad Karabic. And they certainly have given us our money's worth here today. Another look at it. Hague scoring easily. And it's 11-11. Big Red has a pinch runner out there. And it's Jacob Zapolnik. Ball down and away. Chris Susciani. Still nobody out. The throw to first. Not close. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Karabic at first. No outs. Top of the 7th. 11-11. They're running, safe. That was some type of hit and run or run and hit, because the pitch was high and outside, and Susciani took a hack at it anyway. Definitely had to be a hit and run. In any event, Karabek, or make it Zapolnik, running in place of Karabek, down to second, slides in safely. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Susciani, the batter. Go ahead run now at second base for the Red. Ball 3. Big Red wants so badly to get a split of the 2 games between these clubs this year. Catholic Central trying to broom the Big Red out of Vaccaro. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Susciani chased a high and outside delivery. And Kurlangitis shows some resolve right there. He has had what is easily the most difficult outing of his season, without any question. And again, the pitch up and out, a swing and a miss by Dan Filtz. Filtz doubled in the second, struck out in the third, and flew out to second base in the 5th. He's in an 0-2 debacle here. Ooh. One ball and 2 strikes. Thing is, Kurlangitis has not thrown too many pitches in the strike zone in this inning, but he has gotten Big Red to swing at a few of them. Two and 2 to Dan Filtz, the number 8 hitter and designated hitter in the Big Red lineup. Jimmy Ellis is on deck. He's pretty good number 9 man, carrying a 300 average on the season. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Now we've got a play on here. The throw gets down the left field line, as you see, and the go-ahead run scores. Holy mackerel. What a sequence of events right there. Filtz struck out. That put Yanni in a situation where he had to then throw the ball to first base, which was unoccupied. As you see, this is going to be no problem. But then you see the runner breaking from second to third in Zapolnik, and then the throw coming across from Sismondo, who's got the great arm, eludes the third baseman, and the go-ahead run scores. What a game this has been. Ellis, the batter, Big Red 12, Catholic Central 11. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jimmy Ellis. Kurlangitis reaching back. High and away. 2-2. Claus to Sismondo, and the inning is over. So Big Red, facing defeat, comes up with a pair in the top half of the seventh, and now they have the Crusaders behind the 8 ball. What will Catholic Central do in the bottom half of the seventh inning? Stay tuned to find out. We'll be right back. Well, there are very few baseball games in which the audience increases after the first or second inning, but that's been the case here. There are more people here now than there were when this game started. 12-11 Big Red. But it will not be lunch meat for the Red here in the bottom half of the seventh inning, as it'll be Benji Claus, Bobby Sismondo, and Casey Kurlangitis. 2, 3, 4, and perhaps 5. Josh Bracone, the number 5 hitter in the Catholic Central lineup.
Second baseman, Benji Claus.
Donnie Reeves has gone all the way. And to call this a Donnybrook would be an understatement. There have been memorable games, certainly, over the years between these two rivals. This is one of them. We are just pleased and privileged to have been given the opportunity to bring it to you. Claus is 2 for 4. A double in the first and a single in the fifth. And a pop up to the left side is fielded by Susciani.
Number 21.
This certainly would be not a great comeback by Big Red, but a series of great comebacks. They trailed 6-1. They trailed 8-6. They trailed 11-10 in the seventh inning. And there's a drive toward the gap in right center. This is trouble for Big Red. Sismondo on the move, is in with a double. Bobby Sismondo with a 1-out double represents the tying run for the Crusaders. In no way was DeSantis going to get to that ball on the fly. And the only question was how many pads Sismondo was going to pick up on his way. He gets 2, and Kurlangitis has an opportunity to help himself right here because he's on the hook for the loss. Swing and a miss. Donnie Reeves pitching to his mound opponent. And now Reeves with an opportunity to keep that perfect unbeaten record intact. He was looking at his first loss for certain, going to the seventh inning, and now has a chance to go 5-0. Kurlangitis on the day, a double with 3 runs batted in the first. Here is a base hit to center. The throw, not in time. And KC Kurlangitis has driven home the tying run, moves down to second base, and we are tied at 12. And a replay right here. The soft line drive to center. DeJovi Pratt hit the cutoff man. And the second throw coming in is just late. And the ball gets away, allowing Kurlangitis to advance to second base. He represents the winning run. Number 5 hitter, Josh Bracone. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2. Bracone getting a little anxious as Reeves is serving him up an assortment of off-speed pitches. Oh, and 2. Reeves has got to avoid making the big mistake right here, and that was a good pitch on 0-2. Out and away, trying to get his man to go after something ugly. 1-2. Strike 3. Cousin Joe Bracone will try to pick it up right here. Well, you got to give Reeves credit to strike out the number 5 hitter in Catholic Central's batting order. As much as he's labored out there tonight, that was something. Bracone, chopper left side. It's picked up by Susciani. Throws him out. We go to extra innings. So strap it in. We may be here for a while. Big Red 12, Catholic Central 12. We go to the 8th. And we'll be right back. Base hit to open the Big Red 8th inning. Top of the Big Red batting order, and Joe DeSantis singles off Casey Kurlangitis, who's still out there. Now we'll see what happens here. This is going to be a cat and mouse game, I think, between Kurlangitis and DeSantis. Now that's a stolen base anyway. Smith bunted through the pitch. It's a count of 0-1. Get another chance to look at DeSantis, who was going all the way. Bunt or no bunt? No sweat. Again, it's Big Red now with a go-ahead run at second base. Nobody out. Big curve on the inside corner. You got a 2-2. No outs. Top of the 8th inning. It has been a crazy one. One hopper. Nice defensive play by Troy Dennis. Dennis hung with that one all the way. DeSantis gets over to third base.
Number 7.
And we'll look at it again. DeSantis looks like he injured himself somehow, trying to get all twisted up right there. That was a very difficult play by Dennis because initially he was shielded from the ball by the base runner. Hung with it. Throws his man out, and Big Red gets the go-ahead run over to third base with Jason Vane at the plate. Vane with a drive to left center and a base hit. DeSantis scores and Big Red leads 13-12. Vane has been a big story in this game. In the replay, he just hits a rope to left center. DeSantis scores easily from third. 13-12 Red. Donnie Reeves, the batter, hits it high in the air. And out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first base is Jason Vane, who has homered twice and singled home the go-ahead run here in the top half of the 8th inning. 2 balls and a strike to Donnie Reeves. Casey Kurlangitis has gone all the way for the Crusaders. Foul ball, 2-2. Don't even think for a second that it's over yet, because every time that we have presumed that either side has had control of this game, strange things have subsequently happened. This is foul down the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 13-12 red in the 8th. Vane at first. I don't know that he's that much of a threat to run in this situation. Ground ball left side. The ball eludes the shortstop. The throw is late and gets away from Sismondo as Vane scoots on into third. I don't think there's any question that if Big Red wins this game, the Crusaders will be doing a lot of work on their defense real soon, because they have just committed a busload of errors in this game. Ground ball to short. And as you saw, Dennis, who made a brilliant play a couple of minutes ago, just took his eye off of that one. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Big Red with a chance to put some padding on this 13-12 lead they have right here. Dan Hague, who singled and scored in the 7th, the tying run at that time. And that's Mike Walkowski going out to have a chat with Kurlangitis. And frankly, these 2 pitchers have got to be pooped. They just got to be close to having an empty tank. First and third occupied. 1 man out, top half of the 8th inning. Danny Hague, the batter for the Red. Big Red, 13 runs on 14 hits. Catholic Central, 12 runs on 13 hits. You saw the key number, 9 errors. Upstairs, 3-0. Kurlangitis is 1 wide one away from loading them up. And he elects to do just that voluntarily. Bases loaded.
Number 5, first baseman, Brad Karabic.
Karabic was having a difficult afternoon until the 7th inning. He struck out twice and had flown out. Ultimately, he would get a big base hit, which would drive the tying run home. All right, we're looking at the base runners here. Vane at third. Reeves at second. Hague at first. The pitch. Strike. 0-2 to Brad Karabic. Kurlangitis with the 0-2. Laced to left and out of play. Karabic is 1 for 4. One hit, a big one. Has a chance to break this game open right here with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Kurlangitis, the pitch, and Yanni can't find the ball, finally does. Did a nice job to keep the ball from going in behind him. 1-2. Well, up until today, Big Red's been putting the ball in play a lot, but hitting the ball at people. They've been leaving too many men on base. They got a bunch of them out there right now. The pitch, strike 3. And there are 2 outs. So Karabic goes down swinging. 3rd time that Kurlangitis has struck him out. Susciani will have 3 base runners out there, but there are 2 out now. High foul out of play, 0-1. Line drive down the right side. It's a fair ball. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. And they clean the bases. A 2-out, 3-run double by Chris Susciani. Big Red leads 16-12 as we look at the replay. He slaps it down the right side and on out into no man's land. He couldn't have placed it any better to get 3 runs home. And this is Filtz. Will not be playable, strike 1. Big Red by 4, 16-12. Keep in mind they have trailed by as many as 5 in this game. It looked pretty grim for the Big Red machine after an inning, at which time Catholic Central led 6-1. Kurlangitis deals to Filtz, a strike. 0-2. Looking ahead to Catholic Central's 8th inning, Yanni, Nerzik, and Maruk, the bottom of the order. Ball high, 1-2. Well, I guess it was apparent all along that the 2 managers would allow their pitchers to control this game one way or another, either win it or lose it. Because except for a couple of conversations out on the mound, there has been no strong indication that either of the hurlers would be yanked in this game. Struck him out. 4 runs. Two hits. A big error. And 1 run left, 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Big Red 16, Catholic Central 12. Have returned. (16-12). Donnie Reeves delivers. Ground ball picked up by the shortstop, and he throws him out. Dan Hague across to Brad Karabic. Jason Yanni grounds out to open the 8th inning. Nerzik with Maruk on deck. One of our players of the game for certain is going to be Jason Vane of Big Red, our Red Donnelly Scholarship Player of the Game, given out during each athletic event televised on the high school level by WTOV 9. Wow, picking a star of the game for the Crusaders is going to be a difficult task. There are several contenders. Three balls and a strike. Erzik fouls it down the right side. Full count. Kurlangitis is on the hook for the loss. Donnie Reeves could come out of this smelling like a rose at 5-0, albeit with a beefier earned run average than he came in with. Well, let's see here. Kurlangitis was 4 for 5, and a lot of the problems that he has had pitching were not of his own doing. A lot of them were, but certainly not all of it. A guy goes 4 for 5 and pitches a complete game with 9 errors behind him defensively. I'd say that warrants attention for player of the game. 2 outs now. And this one is 1 out from the history book. Yes, let's do that. Kurlangitis and Vane will be our respective players of the game. There you have it. Red Donnelly Scholarship Award as presented by WTOV TV9. Jason Vane of Big Red, KC Kurlangitis, who had a pretty good day at the plate. A 3-run double in the first, a single, an RBI single in the 5th, an RBI single in the 7th, 4 for 5, and a complete game pitching effort, although it's starting to shape up as a losing effort. The fans were the winners in this one. They enjoyed it immensely. 1 ball and 1 strike to the sophomore Paul Marook. You're going to be hearing a lot about him in the next couple of years. And Reeves is 1 strike away from victory. Reeves, a pop, right center. Catch is made by DeJovi Platt. And Big Red has outlasted Catholic Central. Both teams deserve a lot of credit for great entertainment on this particular evening. All righty, Big Red, 16 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors. Catholic Central, 12 runs, 15 hits, and critically speaking, 9 big errors in this game. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast here on WTOV TV9. As the two teams shake hands, we look at our players of the game. Jason Vane of Big Red, KC Kurlangitis of Catholic Central. For everyone at WTOV TV9, this is George Kellis. 16-12 your final. Big Red over Catholic Central. So long, everybody.
Ready, break.